your world. You built this. Don't take your hate out on me. I just got here. You may kill me, but you can't kill us all.
Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of Assassination Nation. This is a smaller film which I saw a trailer for a couple times throughout the last couple months in theaters, so it looked interesting to me. The general plot of this film is that, based on the trailer at least, it revolves around these four young women around 18 years of age, and they are blamed for hacking the majority of their town of Salem, and as a result, apparently everyone just goes crazy and decides, oh hey, let's just try to kill these four women, because why not? The four women in particular are played by Odessa Young, Hari Neff, Suki Waterhouse, and Abra, and they all do fantastic jobs in their roles. Odessa Young is easily the primary of the four of them. She's the main star per se, and the majority of the plot revolves around her character in particular. And what I really enjoyed about this film is that it really dives into what kind of outrage culture is today, because when the film starts, we have just one or two high-profile people being hacked, such as the mayor or the principal of the school, and you just get to see this town and just online comments just turn on these people just instantaneously, just for things that they find out, pornography that they watch, or things that they do as parents, and things of that sort. And it's just an interesting look at that type of culture, and basically the culture of today, and how it is expressed in this film to a unrealistic degree in some fashion, but it's still kind of interesting how they do put that on display, both at the beginning and then as it just progressively gets more and more intense throughout the film. Also in this film is Bill Skarsgård. He does a really good job acting-wise in this role. He is the boyfriend of Odessa Young's Lily character, and I thought that their chemistry on screen worked pretty well for the scenes that they had, while they were both being kind of lovey-dovey of sorts, and then also during kind of more high-tense moments. And one thing which also kind of bugged me about that is that there's a point where his character just kind of disappears, and we don't see him for the rest of the film, and you don't really know why that is per se, and it just kind of leaves you wondering what's going on. The film also kind of starts out a little bit weird the first 5-10 minutes of sorts. You're not really sure what kind of movie you're watching, because it's pretty much like a sleepover of these four women, just kind of hanging out, talking about boys, sex, drugs, that type of stuff, and it's just interestingly filmed, and like I said, you just don't really know what you're going into, and then it kind of becomes more and more realistic and kind of more what you would more or less expect with this film. The deaths are also pretty well done as well. When they show up on screen, they're very bloody, and the film makes use of its R rating in that capacity, along with a lot of cussing and swearing and that type of stuff. So this film, at the beginning of it, does show kind of like a trigger warning of sorts. Basically gives you a general idea of what to expect in this film, and it's a whole list of things. You also see this in the trailer, so you can watch that if you want to know what you're in for. So if you're easily offended, probably not the film for you. When it does start to get kind of closer to the action, we find this town basically figures out that Lily is supposedly the one to blame for all these people getting hacked in this town of Salem, and I think it chose the town of Salem on purpose because it basically becomes this huge witch hunt for this one girl, and so I think it's trying to use that symbolically. But when we have this tension-filled scene, like when everyone kind of is told, oh hey, go after this girl, it does kind of elevate the tension, and it just does it really well, especially during this kind of one-shot moment where the camera is outside the house just showing us what's going on through windows, and you see that there are people trying to break into this house silently, but obviously the girls don't know that. They're going around the house, and you just don't know when something's going to pop up or where people are going to be, and it just kind of adds that level of tension to it, which I really enjoyed. The unfortunate part of this film, though, is that it's kind of false advertising to a degree, because I'm not going to spoil the ending per se, but I'm going to get kind of into it, because ultimately the ending was a little bit disappointing, because eventually, as again you see in the trailer, we have these four girls that eventually get all armed up and ready to kick ass, and then the film basically just shows us, oh hey, this is the person that did it, and it kind of gives a line to kind of reflect Generation Z more or less, or like why people online do this stupid illegal stuff that they do sometimes, and then just rolls credits, and it just kind of cuts out the main idea of these women just fighting for their lives, kind of Purge style, throughout this night in this town. And that's the main thing I was coming to this film to see, is kind of a smaller version of the Purge, these 4 women fighting for their lives. And it just doesn't really happen, and it's just really disappointing in that regard. Again, we have some bloody deaths. We see them just kind of having to fight off some first stragglers trying to get at them, but once they are like all set to go, ready to fight, the movie just kind of ends. And it's an hour and 50 minutes. I feel like they could have sped to this point a lot faster than they did. So guys, those are my thoughts on Assassination Nation. Like I said, it does a good job commenting on kind of the outrage culture of today. It does the deaths really well, with bloody goodness, as you could say. And then it has pretty good performances. But the ending was just ultimately the biggest disappointment for me, along with just Bill Skarsgård and other characters just vanishing out of thin air, and not being shown for the latter third of the film, and it just ultimately ended up being disappointing for me. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.